Welcome to the 2022 Economic Depression and Preparation channel. I'm your host, Tony. Thank you for joining me on this July 1st, 2022 edition. Today, we're going to be talking about the state of the economy and as well as the factory and manufacturing numbers that have been going down. Thank you for joining me on this Friday edition. Please be sure to subscribe to Preach to Me for the latest of U.S. financial news and sometimes abroad. I thank you for your support. I do read all of your comments. Thank you for your support. Now, let's get right into it, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell. He's going to be raising rates again this month, and it's supposedly going to be toward the end of the month. They're saying the 27th or 26th of July, but many have been calling for rate hikes earlier than that. So CNBC.com says a day after Powell's assurances about the economy, markets are worried that the Fed may, quote, break something. Well, right now we're in a lull period. The markets yesterday were down about 200, over a little bit over 200 something points. So Wharton's University of Pennsylvania Professor Wharton's School of Business, Jeremy Siegel, says, quote, we're in a mild recession. Well, unfortunately, this mild recession is going to turn into a major recession if we do not take course right now. So the trouble is, quote, the Fed's likely to get a recession anyway. So instead of a soft landing, we're looking at a hard landing for the majority of the world economies, including the European Central Bank and other economies. But the data shows that the economy is a far cry from stable. And this is what we've been saying on this channel for months now, that the Fed Reserve was late on this, that hyperinflation would come at first and then there'll be a massive deflation. But by the time the massive deflation comes in assets and everything, the money and the liquidation, the excess money and the liquidity will be wiped out in the system, leading to a cash currency crisis. And this is the important part for you and I, is that once we get into this cash currency crisis, the dollar becomes to a value that's so diluted that some people will still take it, some merchants will still take it, others will still have problems taking it. That means that we're going to move into more of a bartering trade economy, but that has not happened yet. Even online, it's going to be a bartering trade economy online, a digital barter trade, if you will. That will happen after the crash. The two markets that people are waiting for to crash is the housing market and the credit market, which each has to be come down 50% crash, half or more. Greater than the 2008 crash. And so those are the two markets that's keeping the U.S. economy going, as well as the defense and healthcare market, of course. But those are the two primary markets that have been keeping the U.S. economy, along with money printing, alive. And inflation is at 41-year highs, and unemployment is going to tick up too. So right now, General Motors, according to MarketWatch.com, they're ramping up production of its electronic Hummer truck. It looks like a very nice truck, wouldn't you say? I mean, I love the electric fleet. Rivian, Ford, other Tesla, other electronic markers. They're producing great products, I must say. I got to give credit where credit is due. These designs are fabulous. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, our grid system, electric grid system, as it is presently configured, cannot handle everybody getting an electric car and charging at the same time. Can you imagine waiting in line for a charging plug, even if you have one at your house? The amount of electrical draw it would take to charge up your car, waiting 4 to 6 hours to even 8 hours for some of these cars, to only be able to have a 200 to 250 mile range, which most people drive that in about 3 to 4 days between work and every other errand they have to run. Usage out of this vehicle. So that's the problem with that. And then also the fact that these production vehicles here, guys, these Hummers and things, they're made, half of them are produced by robots. The robots are assembling them, and all the humans do is check for quality assurance. So you may have 1 or 2 guys checking for quality assurance on the assembly line, but robots are actually assembling the vehicle from start to finish. That's what the Ford Lightning truck. And did you hear about this, guys? The Ford Lightning truck has a recall. They're recalling the new Ford Lightning truck for tire pressure sensors, that the tire pressure sensors read incorrectly, so it could lead to the incorrect tire pressure that could burst these things. So the tires could burst while you're driving. So guys, they're going to have to work out the kinks. That's another thing. The bugs and the kinks of these systems, electric vehicle systems, are going to be worked out in the next let's say 5 years. So you can get one, but just realize that there's going to be some issues with a lot of recalls between Ford, Tesla, GM, even Honda and Toyota are getting into the game. Honda signed a deal with Sony to make electronic cars exclusively. So just remember that. Now we go to Reuters.com today. Factory growth feeble in June, feeding global recession fears. And once again, guys, By the time the media outlets tell us that we're in a recession, we've already been in a recession for 2 quarters. GDP went down by 1.7% last quarter. We're heading into the third quarter now of this season, of this year. Fourth quarter for some financial books, when the new fiscal year financially, federally, as July 1st is here, ladies and gentlemen. And so, and other countries too as well. So factory growth is down. Eurozone factory production fell for the first time in, quote, 2 years. So China has been expanding its factory production fastest pace in 13 months. And the lifting of China's lockdown helped the factories recover. So China's getting back up to speed. European countries and America is getting down to speed in terms of global factory growth. And this is going to cause major problems for the U.S. Financially and physically here. We're going to see a slowdown of shipping products to us from China and other Asian nations. We're already 2 months behind the curve on the shipping out on the ports of Long Beach and Los Angeles, and the port of Baltimore, and the port of all these ports in Miami. All of these goods and services are 2 months behind because the shipping containers, the people are saying they can't find enough workers for whatever various reasons. And we also have pilot shortages and all of these shortages, and many people blame it because they say they don't want the pilots, so they don't want to get the jab. But pilots for Delta were saying that the scheduling has just been overwhelming as they're trying to profit too quick. They're overscheduling the pilots. Let me know how many people of you guys are traveling this summer. AAA is reporting that this is supposed to be the busiest travel week with July the 4th. But let me know, has the inflation and everything impacted your travel plans? Are you not taking that trip to any of the places that you say you were? Let me know your thoughts on that. I know that I've cut back my travel plans. I'm only taking road trips no more than 50 miles away. And I'm curtailing a lot of the vacation funds that I did have because of this economy. And I really don't want to be out there. And then the violence is getting tremendous. The shooting in New York City, you guys heard about on the Upper East Side, a toddler and a mother, another shooting, so many shootings, so many things that you don't want to be caught up in. So let me know, are you guys planning on taking a trip? It's still good to get away. And there's still nice places to go to. I heard that, Mexico is nice. I heard Aruba is nice this time of year. So many other places are nice. Let me know if you're still traveling this summer with your family, or you're curtailing those plans as a result of the inflation. Because this inflation that was quote unquote transitory has now become a persistent figure in the U.S. and the European and Asian, other economies too as well. And this is going to continue for the next 2 to 3 years, this inflation. Do not keep your guard down. Gas went down a few cents, yes, but that's just because of the holidays. Once the holiday, July the 4th holiday, Independence Day, all that's over, gas is going up. Food has been continuously high. Energy has been continuously high. Transportation has been continuously high. This is going to continue throughout past the midterms, throughout the rest of this year and into next year through summer. That's how long this inflation is going to last. We're going to hit double-digit inflation coming up here in August, 10%. So be prepared. Stay on your guard. Continue to prepare, ladies and gentlemen. This is not over. This is a marathon, not a sprint, as you know, as I've been saying. And these issues are going to continue. So thank you for joining me once again. I hope you have a great holiday weekend. Please be sure to check back later on this month for a live Q&A face-to-face session with me. There's also memberships available too as well, where I answer personally your questions face to face on a YouTube video. So be sure to sign up for the membership. I don't know, I think it's like $3 or $4 or $5 a month, something like that. I think it's no more than $5 a month. You spend that on a candy bar, you spend that on magazines every day or whatever. But check out the memberships. Let me know if it's not active. They told me it's turned on, but it's no more than like $5 a month, and YouTube gets half of that, I think, or something like that. So thank you for your support. I'll talk to you later. Be safe. God bless.